3 promo tools you need to succeed. Number 1, one-sheets.
Bloggers, playlisters, and radio stations will typically ask you for a one-sheet before deciding to promote your music. These are all examples of one-sheets. If you don't have a one-sheet ready to send out to promote your music, then you have to watch this video. Number 1, include your name. People have to know immediately who you are, so if you're Sabrina Petrini, boom, put that in big letters right across the top of the page. Number 2, use a clear picture. People need to see clearly who you are, so bam, try to have as close up a picture as possible. Number 3, list key accomplishments. People will want to know what you've accomplished, so bam, wrap the accomplishments on the right hand side of the picture. Accomplishments are things that are notable, like winning the LA Music Awards or the HMMA Awards, and always be sure to put the keywords first so someone can skim that list. Number 4, write a short bio. People will also need to know a little bit about who you are, so bam, include a tight bio that includes your name, your style, and what you're doing next. And number 5, list your contact information. Now, people will need to get a hold of you, so bam, include a call to action, such as your own website address or your manager's address. Additional or alternative information you can put in a one sheet includes the following. Number 1, testimonials. In this one sheet, testimonials were used as social proof. Bam, here's one from NPR, and here's another one from the Huffington Post. Number 2, sponsorship logos. People also like to see when other people are supporting you. So bam, if you have sponsorships, be sure to include their logos. And number 3, links to music. And people, of course, will want to hear your music. So bam, include links to your music, which, by the way, are clickable if you save your one sheet in a PDF document. One sheets can be originally created in Photoshop or even Microsoft Word. It really doesn't matter. Just keep in mind that the main idea behind creating a one sheet is one sheet, one glance. That means all of the information is on one sheet, and in one glance, a radio station personnel, playlister, or blogger can get a general sense for what your group is all about.
Tool number 2, press releases.
If you write a great press release like this one, the media just might be interested in promoting your music. Press releases are an important promotional tool, so here are my 10 steps at drafting a traditional press release. Contact info. Contact information is important because it tells press persons how to get a hold of you. So bam, put your contact information or your publicist's contact information at the top of the press release. Immediate release. For immediate release is important because it tells the press that it's okay to release your information immediately. So bam, put for immediate release at the top of your press release under the contact information. The headline. The headline is extremely important because it gets press persons' attention and causes them to read more. So bam, put the headline in capital letters right across the top under for immediate release. Now, just be sure that the headline gives the 5 W's, who, what, where, when, and why of the information that you're presenting. For example, disruptive times in the music industry drive former major label rock drummer to release new book with Hal Leonard October 1st for musicians that navigates the minefields. Or here's another one. USC Thornton student, activist musician raises $100,000 for BLM in 3 days and secures spot to perform at this year's Bonnaroo Festival, September 2000 and whatever. You can see how these two headlines have the 5 W's in them intended to grab the reader's attention so that they read more. So be sure to have the 5 W's. Who, what, where, when, why. Bam! Date and time. The date, time, and location is important because it helps press people to understand the date, the time, and the location where the press release is coming from. So bam! Just go ahead and list that information, and essentially we're done. The body. Now the body is important because this is where more detailed information about the headline exists. So bam! Include the body, making more important information at the top and lesser important information at the bottom. In publicity terms, this is what's called an inverted pyramid technique. And in this, you can include testimonials and links to music as well. Album info. Album name is important because this is where you're going to put the title of the album, a graphic, track listings, the ISBN number, etc. So bam, include this information under the body of the press release. Contact info. Contact information with a little information about the company that's sending the press release is important once again, so bam, include it at the bottom of your press release. The end. To end the press release, release, it's traditional to put 3 hashtags at the bottom. So bam, put your 3 hashtags and you're essentially done writing the press release. Sample. Okay, so now here's what a traditional press release looks like when it's done. But on that note, just remember that there is no one way to do a press release. Be sure to change up the fonts, add colors, add graphics, play around with it, express yourself, be free with it. Okay, you get what I'm saying? All right, but now what do we do with this thing when it's done? Press list. A press list is now what you're going to do with your press release. In other words, where you're going to send it out. A press list can contain bloggers, editors, newswires such as PR Newswire and PR Web, and so much more. So bam, my name is Bobby Borg. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Tool number 3, biographies.
How to write an informational bio for your band or solo artist career.
Number 1, date form.
If you're a band, state the date that you formed. If you're a solo artist, state the date that you started writing music for your debut single or EP. The date tells people about your experience and sets their expectations that they shouldn't expect for you to have a lot going on. However, if you're a band that started 5 years ago and you still don't have a lot going on, then I'd probably leave the date off.
Number 2, territory.
State the territory in which you currently reside to give fans and industry people an idea about where you're based. Because hey, they might want to come out and see you perform, right? So if you're from New York, say New York. If you're from Los Angeles, say Los Angeles.
Number 3, name.
State the name of your band or music artist career. Simple enough, right? But if your name is difficult to pronounce, then put the phonetic spelling immediately after in parentheses. For example, if you're the Swedish techno band with the name yikes, how do you say that? Then you should put in parentheses immediately after the phonetic spelling to help people pronounce it. Okay, you guys?
Cool. Number 4, style.
Describe the sound and style of your music as simple as you possibly can. So if you're rap, say rap. If you're pop, say pop. If you're uncertain, then think about the types of radio formats or playlists that you can get on. You might also decide to describe your music by thinking about like bands that you sound the most like. Look, whatever you do, just don't go on with lengthy descriptions about your sound. You know why, you guys? Because you don't want to bore people. They could just hit play and find out for themselves.
Number 5, members.
If you're a solo artist, you don't have to worry about this, but if you're a band, you might want to list out all of your members and the instruments they play. Just keep it simple. For example, you might put Bobby B on drums, Peter B on vocals, and Chris B on turntable. That's it. That's all you need.
Number 6, story.
Next up is your story or narrative, which is extremely important, so be sure to pay extra attention. A story or narrative gives your career more meaning in the minds of your fans and industry professionals. So if you're an artist like Jewel, you're just an artist. But if you know her story and the fact that she lived in her van while playing small cafes and eating oranges off the Southern California trees just to survive, now Jewel has more meaning. So what is your true, authentic story? And if you don't have one, then maybe you can fabricate something funny, like you guys are actually from Mars and you came down as Martians to perform for us humans. I don't know. Just have a story.
Number 7, accomplishments.
Now it's time to list all your accomplishments to give people an idea about how much you've done. You can list your Spotify streams, your Instagram fans, or the number of people that come out to your shows when you play live. Just be truthful. If you're a band that plays on Sunset Strip on a Tuesday night at the Viper Room, and then some huge band plays on Sunday night, you didn't open for them, okay? But now you might wonder, what if I don't really have any accomplishments? Stay tuned for the next tip.
Number 8, what next?
Now you want to go ahead and list what you're currently doing and where you're going. For instance, you might talk about the EP you're currently working on or the tour that you're planning for in Southern California. This stuff is perfect for people that don't have any accomplishments and for people that have accomplishments too, because it shows that you're taking the bull by the horns and you are not waiting around for anyone. This is exactly what industry people want to see, you guys. Remember this, DIY or die.
Number 9, contact.
Now for the last step of your bio, you want to include your contact information, which could simply be your email address, or even better, if you have a personal manager, their email address. Just be careful not to leave your personal contact information, you guys, like your address or your phone number, because there could be some seriously creepy people out there.
Number 10, conclusion.
Now, to conclude this piece on informational bios, let's go ahead and show you how it will look when you put all the pieces together. Paragraph 1.
Formed in 2021 in Los Angeles, California, LFD is an alternative rock band in the style of Linkin Park, Rage Against the Machine, and Evanescence. Members include Bobby B on drums, Peter B on vocals, and Chris B on turntable.
Paragraph 2.
Quitting their jobs and moving into the old, silver 1972 Dodge van that they bought for $1,000 so that they could focus 100% on music. The band played small colleges and clubs around Southern California while eating oranges off the trees. The band now draws around 50 people per show, has been featured on K-Rock's Local Hero Show with Pat Corbin, and has amassed over 20,000 real and engaged Instagram followers. Says Mark Nodorn of Music Connection, this is LA's next big band.
Paragraph 3.
Currently, the band is in the studio recording their next single with producer Steve Albini of Nirvana fame and planning a tour of U.S. Army bases through armedforcesentertainment.com. Contact the band at lfd@gmail.com. Click here to sample their music and or video.
So that's it, you guys. Now you know how to put together an informational bio that doesn't have all that colorful bells and whistles Hemingway style writing that would look ridiculous for a band like you just starting out. An informational bio is great for your website and EPK, so be sure to write your informational bio today. 3 promo tools you need to succeed: one-sheets, press releases, bios. Be sure to check out the next video. Peace, love, later.